Afternoon, folks. Happy Earth Day. Okay, let's start out with county positivity. Checked it half hour ago, 5.2%. That's a good number. Last week when we were together, it was 7.5%. So we've come down quite a bit. We're still a yellow county as far as the state is concerned, which means staff, if you're listening, we're still testing once a week, every Monday. And I'm sure that's going to go on for at least another month because when we checked on Monday, we were yellow yet, and we have to have 4 weeks of being in the green before we can go to once a month testing. And we may be doing every other week testing anyway. CDC has a different recommendation. 42.4% of the folks in Waukesha County have had at least one dose of the vaccine. That's a good thing. I understand that throughout the United States we're becoming a little bit alarmed because we have 40% or less that have had the total vaccine or the first dose of vaccine, and we're seeing vaccine clinics with a lot of open time slots. A lot of people are either done with their vaccines or being resistant to it. So the only way we're going to get up to 75, 80% is if we can convince more people to take the vaccine. And once we get to herd immunity, we can do a lot more normal things. Talking about normal things, we had a meeting the other day and we talked about the pavilion usage. And we said, okay, we can open the pavilion and you can have one family unit in there. So then you'd have 4 or 5 people in the pavilion, and it didn't seem too reasonable. So we took a hard look at this and we said, okay, we're outside. We still have to put parameters on it, but you may reserve the pavilion for up to 28 people. And that begins now. And Jill Halliburton takes care of our pavilion. So if you're using the pavilion on any given day, Jill has got to have it on the calendar. And it's a first come, first served. So I think she already got 2 or 3 people calling in for pavilion reservations, and up to 28 people. A couple COVID-related rules that we're adding to this. Yes, you can bring food and drink and just as normal. When you're not drinking or eating and you're just sitting around the table, we're going to ask you to wear masks because you're in a group of 28 people. The same thing, we're talking about being outside and we're talking about walking on the sidewalks and that kind of thing. And I know that on the south side of the campus, DHS and CMS says that we should be masked when we're outside. I'm going to stretch that a little bit to the north side of the campus, and I'm going to say, when you're outside and you're walking and you're by yourself, it's not necessary to have the mask on. Just, let's keep walking. If you're stopping and if you're going to have a conversation with people, I believe the courteous thing is put your mask on so that you don't cause them to be anxious about the possibility of spreading anything, especially if you are with a family member and walking around the campus. Again, we don't know, we can't know that your guest and or family member has been vaccinated. We don't know, where they've been, that kind of thing. So do the courteous thing to your neighbors. We want to lighten up a little bit, but we don't want the COVID-19 virus to invade us now. We've come too far for that. Talking about a little bit of normal again, you know that the chapel is open to assisted living and independent living at the 9 o'clock service on Sunday, and the 10:30 service is reserved for a neighborhood over in the health center. thank you to the volunteers who are coming in for that 10:30 service to bring our people up to the chapel. It is very, very much appreciated. We're getting back to normal. As I say that, this morning there was a conversation about chapel and transportation. And we are happy to provide transportation to chapel. But we have to know that somebody wants transportation at 9 o'clock. And I'm pretty much talking to the Lake Terrace folks. If you are going to worship over here at the chapel, you're more than welcome to get the exercise to come across the skywalk, come across it that way, and then, you know, head back home. But if you want transportation, please call Stacy at the front desk and let her know that you would like transportation. Of course, do that before the end of the day on Friday so that she can contact someone over here to make sure we send someone with either the van. If there's 1 or 2 people, we will probably take the van and bring you over. If there's more, we'll take the bus. But please let us know that you would like transportation. We want to accommodate that. I'm seeing Captain David here. I want to let you know your last chance to do the boater safety course here is next Tuesday. Tuesday, the 27th, 8:30 to 12:30. So please call Amanda, or if one of your family needs to do this, please call her and tell her that you will be in on that class. We have 3 or 4 folks in there now. There's plenty of room, so come on down and do the boater safety class. Talking about next week, I should have known the 27th is Tuesday because the 26th, we will begin looking through crystal clear windows on our campus window washing on Monday the 26th. And again, I can't tell you exactly where they're going to be when. Just know that if someone's knocking at your window, it's the window washers, and you should have clean windows. I noticed the other day as I was walking across the skywalk, Eric, one of our custodians, was cleaning the windows on the skywalk. And as I came over here, I was looking out the windows and I was thinking, you know, boy, these are pretty clean. I'm not sure we really need to wash them. I know the Lord did it with snow sticking on it and it looks kind of nice. And I'm walking down the skywalk and I'm looking out to the east, and here I see this perfect impression of a bird. The wings are spread out and the bird is, you know, and that happens frequently, more frequently than you think. After the windows are clean, they look right straight through and they try to fly right straight through the skywalk. And this bird must have been going at a pretty good clip, and it was a pretty good sized bird. So if you get out there now, and as you're coming from Lake Terrace, look to your left. If you're coming from the tower, look to your right, and you'll see this beautiful silhouette of a bird against the glass. The bird might be laying down on the bottom. I don't know. I have no idea. Normally, they're just stunned. They get up and fly away, but I'm not sure. The other thing that I think if you've looked out the windows, you've seen that our grounds crew is really working on sprucing up the grounds. Today, they're putting out mulch and things, but they've planted a number of trees, and it's if you remember a couple months ago, we talked about taking down all our dead elm trees and that kind of thing. So we're replenishing, and on Earth Day, it's a great thing to do. We this morning had a quick dedication service for one of the trees that was planted in memory of one of our departed tower residents. So thank you to that family. It was very nice. I talked about outdoor masks. Bank 5-9. I want to talk a little about Bank 5-9. It's a great service they provide to us, and they were here this morning from 10 to 11, Amanda, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact hours. I think it's on channel 900. But they had exactly 0 business in that entire hour. And they are doing us a favor. And we need you folks to help us out, because during the pandemic and during the Safer at Home, they were not here. And we were running to the bank to get cash, to, cash checks for people. We don't have that kind of cash on hand. It's a surplus cash account for our employees if they go out and buy things and need to be reimbursed. So when they're cashing checks for $75, $50, and $75, it's depleting our cash accounts. So we really would prefer that you use Bank 59. And if they have too many more weeks like this where there's no one here, we're going to honor their time by saying no, please don't come. I don't know what the use is over at Lake Terrace, but I do know that people have told me that they really appreciate having Bank 59 back. So I'm guessing that she is getting some use over there. So please make use of the bank. We will monitor that, and if we have no use for them, we will ask them to, withdraw from over here. But we will probably then have to put a limit on the amount of checks that the cash limit that we can put on checks to cash here. I see that, and I noticed on 900, I didn't read the whole note, Mark, but I know you put on there about fertilizing and staying off the grass. I see them fertilizing today. I want to remind you that if you have pets, stay off the grass.
Even though this year we chose to go with a green company, they did recommend that doing the duty, whatever you do is fine, but do not let them lay and roll and sit on it for an extended time.
Mark is telling me we've gone to a more green company this year, but still it's not good for pets. So please, don't allow them to linger in the grass. Get out there, do your business, and get going. Don't be rolling around and walking through the grass, because that could cause illness. Amanda, a phone call.
Just a comment that there was a good line going for Bank 59 at Lake Terrace yesterday, so they are
Excellent.
getting good use of it over there.
Good. Thank you for the call in. Good line for Bank 59 at Lake Terrace. That's good. They are doing us a service by being here, and I'm glad to see that you're using it. Thank you. Okay. We've had a couple people call us about the corner store and gifts, and when is it open, and more than that, where is it located? It's on channel 900, and it says, stop at the corner store and gifts during this time. And I need to tell you that it is over on this side of the campus, just off the main lobby. But you are all welcome to come over here. It's a great walk. You can look at the bird silhouette on the window until Monday, and then they'll clean it off. But it's a nice walk. You don't have to hurry. You can come over, browse the store, and head back. They do have things like half gallons of milk and that type of thing. And if you want to make the walk over and purchase something like that, go ahead. Otherwise, they have all kinds of little, I don't know what you call the little tchotchkes that they sell, but they have all that kind of stuff in there. They have greeting cards also for sale in our Forgotten Treasures. Thank you to many of the folks on the North Campus who have talked to Chris and have volunteered. We really, really appreciate it. I know that our activities department is going to be reaching out for more volunteers, because we have a few more things happening in the grade room over the next month to month and a half. We're going to be getting back, I think Denise Ceramics is coming back, so if we have folks over there who have done this or would like to be part of our ceramics over here as a volunteer to help our residents, please get in contact with Chris and let her know what you'd like to do. She'll let you know what you have to do to be a volunteer here. Sarah, anything that I can cover for you?
Just a reminder, just like the Bank 59, please patronize the library on Monday, May 10th.
Yep.
Because they're making their re-debut back at the tower from 10:30 to 11:30.
Okay, May 10th, the library.
That's right.
She says, please patronize them. Even if you don't read the book, take it out and bring it back the next time so they think you're reading it. No, but again, they're doing us a great service by not having to go down there. They will pick the books by the authors you want, by the subject you want. They're very, very accommodating. So please, when they're here, watch Channel 900. When they're here, please stop by. Amanda, a phone call.
Couple of things.
Okay.
So, I got a call from a tower person saying they didn't realize that Bank 59 was gonna be here, so maybe if we could do some postings or just something to remind people that the bank is gonna be here, just as reminders for people.
Sarah and David, is Bank 59 on Channel 900? Okay, well, the question or the comment was the tower resident didn't realize Bank 59 was here. We'll get that up. Lindsay, if you're watching, can we post it on the daily events? Can we just do something to remind people that Bank 59 is here? Okay, and another question.
Speaking of Lindsay, this is apparently on behalf of many tower tenants. They're not very happy that Lindsay is having to drive for Lake Terrace. She is a Lake Terrace activities person, or a tower activities person, and she could be doing more at the tower instead of over at Lake Terrace driving for an area that already has an activity person.
I understand that question. The comment is that we need to be looking at how valuable Lindsay's time is in the tower versus spending it somewhere else than the tower. And that is a perfect point. I understand it. Brian's here. He's nodding his head. He understands it. We're going to take a look at that and see what we can do. Okay?
All right, the dog park.
The dog
There
park.
are bare spots in the dog park.
You know what those bare spots in the dog park come from?
Well,
Okay.
is there going to be, reseeding, planting, but she said also my dog goes up there and does like scratches legs and feet on the grass and kicks up the dirt. So there's a stronger activity.
Stronger than dirt. They, honestly, when this is, we decided to go with the outdoor dog park because when we did the dog park down there, Andy's park, we looked at a built-up surface with artificial grass, and we were going to have the entire inside of this dog park done with that. And then we discovered that it had to be sanitized every day, and it had to have drainage underneath it and things like that. So it became very, very expensive to do the AstroTurf and that kind of thing. And so they said we could do it outside, but again, we would have to make sure that we sanitized it because it doesn't run away like all the other, like grass and the seepage. So we chose to do just a green grass area. And I have to say that I have not been out in the dog park this spring yet. We'll take a look at it. I mean, we can do several things. We could pull out just sections and put sod in there. We could dig it up and seed it down, which would mean anytime it's wet, we'd have mud, and we don't want that. Well, we do have a dog wash, but everybody's not going to want to wash their dog after they take them out to relieve themselves. So we'll take a look at it because I do realize that there are apartments and dining areas that look out on that park.
It is, we are aware of it, it is a difficult area because there is not much sunlight there. It's very hard to get things to keep growing and stay alive there. So we do realize that that's an issue.
Yep, Mark brings up a good point. There's not much sunlight there, so to get things to grow is difficult, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, another one, Amanda.
At Lake Terrace, when I have family members, is it okay for us to walk at the lakefront together?
When you have family members at Lake Terrace, is it okay to go down to the lakefront? Yes, it is. Yes. And again, if you're that one family unit, I'm not worried that you have masks on. If you get together with other residents and that kind of thing, I would like you to be masked, just out of common courtesy. I know that, we're different here than the community. We really are. I wear my mask everywhere in the community, and sometimes I feel like I am way, way the minority. And I just think, especially if I'm wearing this shirt and I go out into the community, I make sure I have a mask on because I want them to know that we're safe here. And I think that's important, and I think we want to be the safe place. So please help us out. Again, you know, I think in the buildings, we really want to err on the side of caution. Our hallways do not have great air circulation. You know, the hallways on the North Campus don't. South Campus, it's different. We've got pretty good air filtration and that over here. But the North Campus is set up as residential living, so it's not the same as the healthcare occupancy. Denise, anything else that?
Wanted to make sure you mentioned ceramics, so that's it.
Okay, ceramics. You can make just about anything in ceramics other than ashtrays because we're a smoke-free campus, so you can't make ashtrays here. Well, you could. Okay, yeah, you could give them as a gift, Amanda said. So if that's what you're looking for, make an ashtray as a gift. A coffee cup is a great gift, you know. Mark, anything else you want the folks to know here?
In regards to the two stumps that came up,
Oh,
they're going to be removed.
we don't want to talk about those stumps. This is the third week we're going to talk about stumps. And the third time today we're talking about stumps. And it all started when I made the smart crack about if I'd have known that we were taking those stumps down and they were going to be there, we'd have left them tall and we'd have carved them and things like that. So then I discovered that their plans were to dig out the stumps and plant trees there. And I think that's a great idea. And those trees that we took down, I planted 33 years ago. At that time, the city had a deal, you know, we're city utilities. So they said that anybody that paid a utility bill could simply call in and get a tree. And so way back, 33 years ago, we had a lot of residents send us a slip back or call and say, yes, I want a tree. I want a tree. And they came down and said, well, we could plant a tree somewhere here, yes. And yeah, we could because we didn't have the landscaping done. There was a lot of stuff going on. So they did that. And one day, the city arrived with a trailer. And there were all kinds of trees on there, almost 70 trees on there. And I assumed it was for this side of town. They dropped them all at Lake Terrace, all of these trees. And they had locust trees, and they had some birch trees, and they had blue spruce, and they had all kinds of trees. And that was wonderful. But back in that day, we didn't do things corporately. I was in charge of Lake Terrace. So it was a maintenance man and myself. And we planted all of those trees. And in a sense, we've cut down many because they've overgrown. They were fast-growing trees, locust trees and things like that. Well, these two had to be cut down. And Mark came to me and he said, who in the world did you let plant those trees? And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, they couldn't have done a better job because when they did Digger's Hotline, they are planted exactly on the cross point of the main gas line and the lines going into the apartment. So guess what? They're not going to be able to dig those stumps out. They are going to bring the stump grinder back and grind them down and level it out and make it look nice. And then they're going to see where they can get a tree in near that area so that we can once again put trees in. And it's not that I didn't know about Digger's Hotline. I knew about Digger's Hotline. But I didn't think that with the new backfilling of all this stuff and the new earth, I really didn't think much of it. We just put trees everywhere. And unfortunately, that everywhere was not a good everywhere. So I have no one to blame but myself. Okay. Anything else, Mark?
No.
I don't want to hear any more about tree stumps. Brian, do you have anything to share with anyone today? Nothing to share. we're good. I called one of our nurses before because I said, I feel like I'm going without a safety net today. Emily has taken a day off, and it's a good thing. She needs a break, but she usually keeps me true to form over here. When I say things that are wrong, she will correct me. Amanda, any other calls or? Okay, great. I think things are looking up. We're looking to each day we have our COVID task force. We look to see how we can challenge ourselves to open up a little more and be a little freer, but still be safe for everyone on the campus. So please enjoy your weekend and next week, and I'll see you next Thursday. Thank you.